Good evening. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday evening? All right, all right. Well, then, I won't be here long on tonight. We're just going to take a little break from Romans while Pastor Hubbard is out of town. Just to stay in my lane, I'm not going to go into what he is teaching because, first of all, it's rare for me to be here because of work and everything. And then also, I don't know where we at in the book of Romans. So I do not want to step on any lines or cross any lines with Pastor. But hey, as everybody's doing good, we'll go ahead and jump into our lesson on tonight. Go ahead and get your Bibles ready and just go to Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. Now, just to give a background to this lesson. This is actually a lesson that I did when I was very early in my ministry. I believe this was written in 2004, back in nearly my 8th year of preaching at that time. So this has been a lesson that's been there for all this time. But now, since God is starting to change my life a little bit more, and I'm starting to see a little bit more, it's time to go back into the arsenal and pull this out to just show the difference of where I was at then versus where I'm at now. But I just want to get into Colossians real quick. I'm just going to do a quick background to what the book of Colossians is all about, and then we'll go into our focus verse, which is chapter 3. Now, the letter of Colossians was written to believers in the city of Colossae. To give you a viewpoint of what Colossae was, it was located in the land of Phrygia in the province of Asia Minor. Now, one time, this city was very prominent and very important for its commercial trade, and also it was for its red dye. Now, back in the day, making dye, that was a very tedious process of making dye. But Colossae was the most important city at that time. However, by the time it got to the time of the Romans, cities like Laodicea then took its place. Laodicea, you know it from the book of Revelations when talking about lukewarm water. That's that city. Now, also with Colossae being downriver, they too also had lukewarm water. Their water was not that good and was not that pure. Now, we do not know when the church of Colossae was established. We may understand that maybe during the first missionary journey or thereafter that this city got a hold of one of Paul's letters or heard about Paul's speeches, or somebody else took the word to them and they developed their own church. The letter of Colossians itself was written by the Apostle Paul around the time that he was in Caesarea. You have to remember there was a 2-year period before he even went to Rome. So it was during that 2-year period that he wrote this letter to this church. And if you want to know where that is verified with Paul's imprisonment, just go to Acts 23:23 and Acts 24:27 will tell you the story about his time in Caesarea. Now the issues in this book, this new church was under attack by the heresy of the Gnostics. The Gnostics were a cancer that was plaguing the young church of Colossae. These Gnostics had a set of beliefs that was contrary to what was taught by Paul and others who came under his influence. The question is, who were the Gnostics? Does anybody have an idea of who the Gnostics are? You know, I don't want to take up all the time, but anybody know what a Gnostic means? Well, I'll clarify the Gnostic thing on there for you. Now, with the question, with the Gnostics, the Gnostic belief can be summed up in these threefold things. First, there was focus on self-knowledge. Gnostic means knowledge. They believe so much in their own self-knowledge that they believe that they're spiritual beings having a human experience. They believe themselves to be spirit, and therefore they are beyond the knowledge of what God has given. They believe in secret knowledge. They believe in the knowledge that comes out of themselves and not from God itself. Second of all, Gnostics were self-centered. Take this quote from one of the Gnostic writers, and this is what he said: "Abandon the search for God and the creation and other matters of similar sort. Look for him by taking yourself as the starting point. Not God, yourself as the starting point. Learn let me read this. Learn who it is who within you makes everything his own and says, my God, my mind, my thought, my soul, my body. Learn the sources of sorrow, joy, love, hate. Learn how it happens. Then one watches while willing. If you carefully investigate these matters, you will find him in yourself." That's what Gnosticism is. It's about a self-centered look at yourself. Think about the word faith preachers that minimize God to humanity, to our level. You know, Kenneth Copeland would say that, Jesus is about 6'2", 6'3", about a couple hundred pounds. That's how Kenneth Copeland would see it. It's self-centered. We want to be God. Then third, it's about self-discovery. It's called passionate subjectivity, influenced by our own personal feelings. And if you feel bad, you'll make someone else feel bad. If you feel good, you'll make someone else feel good. It goes off your personal feelings. It's about how you feel. It's about your personal tastes. And it's about your personal opinions. It's kind of like the do as I will mentality. You know, if you feel like you want to rob a store, you just rob a store because you're in your feelings. If you want to go out there and punch your neighbor in the face, hey, I'm just in my feelings. If you want to run up there and trip a senior citizen or something, oh, I'm just in my feelings. That's how Gnosticism works. And you can see it in the church when you look at TV, how everything's about yourself, getting your blessing. Forget about your neighbor, get your blessing. Don't help your neighbor, help yourself. Gnosticism is one of those things that has been around for the longest of time. And we can even say it goes back to the Garden of Eden. Remember, it was disobedience that got them, but it was pride, selfishness. Everything was about how they could become God. And it's the same struggle that this church was going through. To pin down what is Gnosticism, to the scholars, the heresy is difficult to pin down. And the reason is because it's mixed up with so many other different religions. You know, as stated, everything goes back to the Garden of Eden. Everything from Gnosticism, everything we have now, it started there because Adam disobeyed God by eating of that fruit. Now, Gnosticism is mixed up with a combination of several religions. There's the Babylonian mystery religions. The mystery religions is what a lot of your Masonic organizations go by. They have a lot of Babylonian mystery religions in there. It's based on Greek philosophy like Aristotle, Plato, and all those other scholars that come from Greek philosophy. And then it's also based on Zoroastrianism. Now you're probably wondering, what in the heck is Zoroastrianism? I'll tell you what it is. It's the Iranian religion that worships fire. It's kind of like a Hira Mazda is their form of Jesus. And it's all about balancing yourself between good and evil to get your way into heaven. That's what Zoroastrianism is. It's also got part of Judaism. The Gnostics were the Judaizers. Remember those people in the Bible that says you have to be circumcised to be a part of the Christian religion. That is also a part of Gnosticism, and it was mixed with Christianity. So they got Jesus mixed up in there. They're so mixed up, they don't even know who they are. So every time you turn around, Gnosticism is somewhere in the church on today. And here is in brief what they believe in.